Hello everyone, Mike Arnold here, co-founder Path Trading Partners, along with Bob Iacchino. So Bitcoin and actually Ethereum, which we'll get to in a couple minutes, sell-off continues, coming down, going through our 10,916 level, and coming down, pretty much closing on our 10,665 level after breaking through it, finding this little closing support right around this cluster bottom of that and the moving average. Now, hope everybody. This was the pausing bar, so it paused, rotation zone, and then collapsing again. So the next minor level was 10,500, and then the major cluster area is 10,200, 10,212 to 10,234 to be exact. So far holding just above it. Let's watch what happens when the rotation zone comes back down and they meet. The next key area of resistance is between about 10,732 to 10,800. So that's your first area key resistance. If we did rally through that, we'd be watching a return to this prior support ledge, which is now resistance, around 11,126 to about 11,200. So that's the key areas below. Let's check on the daily chart though. Daily chart. So you see yesterday closing in the rotation zone. See, we had all this key area right here on a closing basis. And today just breaking through. So we've been waiting to see what it would do, and it looks like it's definitely closing below the rotation zone. And zooming out, you found some prior closing support in this area. So this is going to be another key area to go on. If we break down through about this 10,200, then we'll be watching 10,050 area, and then below that the 9,800 area. Let's check in on that weekly chart also. Weekly chart. So key support on the weekly basis is the rotation zone, which is about 97.45. So again, I'll be watching that 9,800 level. If we continue lower, that 9,800 level is very key. Remember how we always talk that when we pull away from a rotation zone, we eventually reconnect with it. So we pulled away over here, went sideways, rotation zone caught up, reconnected. We pulled away here, got major selling pressure, you can see here, and also this, we'll look at this at some point, but this could be a potential major double top, which means we get an even bigger pullback, but it's not triggered yet or even confirmed, so we'll hold off on that, doing that yet. But now let's see. So two scenarios: either we drift sideways and we let the rotation zone come up, or we keep returning back down and eventually hit the rotation zone around that 9,800 area. Switching over to Ethereum. So Ethereum holding at this 201 area for a bit, then dropping like a rock. That's the daily chart. Let me jump to the 4-hour chart first. So you see just major selling bar. Not giving you an option here to really give you a pause. So what do you do then when you slice through all the levels? Well, what we do is we go out to the higher time frames. Let me update these before we go out to the higher time frames. So I'm going to take this low and move it down to there. I'm also going to take this most recent. This is just a sideways move. I'm going to take the most recent low and see how these line up first. And then, since we're getting a pause, I can now take the retracement levels and move them there. All right. So, key resistance now coming in about 246. 245, 246 with the dropping rotation zone. If we get through there, I'd be watching for a return to about the 260 area, this prior support ledge becoming resistance. Now let's go out to the daily chart and look at that bigger time frame. As I said, we slice through all the levels, and what do we see on the daily chart? So we see this little support area coming in right in here. So anywhere in here, and how do we help fine tune it? We can even go out to weekly level. And look at that. Look at that. Straight to the bottom of the rotation zone. So, and we have this little level on the weekly around 237. So we've come just slightly below that, and now we're trading back above it. So this came to, on the higher time frames, a major support area. So that's how you deal with that. When you see it slice through all your levels, go up in time frames and look to those. Now this isn't really giving any strong cluster areas. I'm just going to see if I take it down here. Nothing really right that's giving us a major good support zones yet. So I'm just going with the longer term due to the magnitude of the sell-off. And now we have a cluster 212 to about 214. First cluster, then we'd be watching down to 195, then below that 185. So those are your key levels based off the daily chart. You also see that if we were to rally back up, the rotation zone is now separating again, and we're out of this consolidation clearly. So the major resistance on the daily chart is coming in about 275 right now. So we have for you on Ethereum and Bitcoin, and we'll talk to everyone soon. Bye for now.